Hey, what's going on, guys? Beastie here, and we are back today with another SketchUp tutorial for my world history class. Today I will be showing you how to make a portcullis, which is a large gate that would be connected to gatehouses, often put behind drawbridges when they were pulled up. Now, the portcullis was used to keep out enemies if they did happen to get across the drawbridge or build their own bridge. The holes were often big enough so that way archers can shoot through and eliminate any enemies that they can. The portcullis is also, I'd say, almost known for having large spikes on the bottom because when it was dropped, some portcullises even had an emergency drop feature where it basically just falls at the speed of gravity, pretty much crushing anyone who's beneath it. It certainly isn't a fun way to go, and today I'm going to show you how you can make a portcullis in SketchUp. Now, these dimensions may have to be changed and customized to your castle and gatehouse, but I find that the dimensions I've used not only look well, but are fairly customizable. You can often change them very minimally or just add more or less of the wooden beams. So what we're going to start with is we're going to use the rectangle feature, and we're going to start at the origin, dragging up the blue axis, and we're going to make this first rectangle. We're going to do 8 inches by 15 feet. And make sure when you type this that you're using, that when you type in the dimensions that you mark it as feet. Now we're going to take our second rectangle, and we're going to go off this end point here, and we're going to drag this over 12 feet, and then bring it down 8 inches. So this will be 12 feet by 8 inches. Now what we're going to do is make measurements of 8 inches on the top of the first beam, because the gaps are going to be 8 inches wide. We're just going to do a couple of these for now, just so we know where these points can go. So all these are going to be 8 inches apart. Now, here's a little trick that you can use when you want to copy something multiple times, and we actually only needed to do this once, and I just realized that now. But first of all, select the square that you're going to copy paste, and instead of copy pasting it, what you're going to do is you're going to select the move tool, grab it from the end point up here, and hit Control before clicking. And you'll see a little plus that pops up, and basically what we can do is, instead of copy pasting this multiple times, we can grab this corner and it automatically copies it, and we'll move it to here. 9x. There we go. So you have to click it and then do 9x, and it's just going to copy it multiple times. It's going to copy it over as many times as you hit, or as you enter. So now, for simplicity, we're going to erase all these lines up here, just so we can work smoother. Again, dimension this. This time, we're going to go down 18 inches. So now, select top rectangle, move tool, Control, drag it all the way down to where we put that point, click, and this time it's going to be 6 times. That'll go all the way down to where we need it to be. Now, you can keep the lines in here if you want to make it look like it's a wood beam texture, but I just find it easier to erase all of them because that makes it easier for when we're extruding. So go in there and erase all of these individual little lines between the intersections of the rectangles. Now, if you accidentally erased one that you weren't supposed to, that's fine. Just go hit undo. Won't be too hard to fix if you make a mistake right now. Okay, so now we have the actual layout of our portcullis. Now, we're going to use our push-pull tool, come to the back, and drag this out. I find 3 inches tends to look best. it's going to let us. Seems to be a little bit glitchy right now. Come on. Okay, I guess we're going this way. So 3 inches. Now we have our depth. Now, if you want, actually we can do this at the end, but I find that there are 2 materials, default materials, that tend to look really good for a portcullis, and I'll show you on this other one. We first have the wood cherry original, which is a bit of a lighter wood, and then we have wood veneer, which tends to look really almost oak-like. Looks really dark. It almost looks stained, but it tends to look really good in terms of wood. So now we're going to go on the bottom of our portcullis. I'm going to go to this first bottom rectangle, and what we're going to do is we're just going to crisscross 2 lines connecting the endpoints. Now we're going to take our move tool, and we're going to click the midpoint between where these lines intersect, and we're just going to drag down on the blue axis. I'm actually going to make these spikes longer. We're going to do 1 foot. Now, some spikes were really big. Some spikes were up to 2 feet long, but we're just going to do 1 foot for now. So now, as you might have guessed, we're going to select all this, Control Move, drag to this point, click, and then 9 times. That'll copy it over onto all of these bases. So then, select all this, pick whatever material you want, and click, and it'll color it all at once. That way you don't have to go in and color in every single surface, because we know that's going to take a while. Now, if it for some reason did not actually get everything, you can always just go back and do it again. So there you go. That's how you can make a very simple, very effective portcullis for your gatehouse and drawbridge. Now, like I said, this is very customizable. You can add your own lengths, your own twists. You can scale it down so that way it's not as big or small. But this is how I made my portcullis in my castle. Thanks for watching. If this was helpful and if you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. I'll hopefully be coming out with more content soon. Possibly more SketchUp videos, possibly gaming content. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.